Hello everybody, Chris Ward coming to you here from outside of Sweet Springs, Missouri, one of the towns that I grew up in. I consider still my hometown. And right here is a house that my family actually lived in between about 84 to 86. It's out in the country, of course, now dilapidated. Nobody's living here now. But there were some fond memories that came from this. Two philosophies that I remember. Surrounding this whole property are cornfields now, and when the cornfields were cleared late at night, I remember going out and laying down on the ground late at night because there was nothing in my peripheral vision but stars, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And I remember as a child laying there on the ground and thinking that perhaps on some other planet somewhere there was a child laying on the ground looking right back at me, and the idea that perhaps one day we would even meet. That was one memory. And then also we had the Encyclopedia Britannica, so I didn't have a lot of experience out there in the world, so I lived kind of vicariously through the encyclopedias, flipping through, seeing pictures of places and times which I could only have dreamed of, and learning about all these places, recognize the fact that I was living in a small world and there was so much more to see out there. And so that's kind of when my yearning to travel began, is that recognizing first that there's a lot of places I hadn't been before. So those two philosophies, when we go through, I remember 1985 when I lived in this house was my very first trip to Florida, visiting family there. My first glimpse and first swim in the Atlantic Ocean. And nothing is more awe-inspiring to take a country boy from the Midwest and throw him at the ocean's coast and be able to see the vastness of that which is the ocean. I had so many dreams when I was a child. I remember thinking that I was going to be the first man to walk on Mars. I wanted to be an astronaut, and there were so many other things that I wanted to do. And as I began to grow older, I started losing some of those dreams. And when they tell you that reality starts to kick in, and you think of all the people that told you can't do something, and this is impossible, and that's never been done, or what you're dreaming about doesn't even exist, so on and so forth. And I can't help wonder how many people they had these amazing dreams as children, and then at some point someone or many people stepped in and just kind of threw roadblocks, and they just kind of gave up in dreaming as a child would dream. So I have to ask myself, at what point did I give up, on my dreams, And now I feel like that I've began to dream again like a child. My aspirations now are far beyond that of what I had when I was young. But I would reach out to you, when was it, or what was it that you wanted to do growing up that you abandoned that campaign because someone told you that you weren't good enough, you weren't smart enough, you didn't have enough money, you didn't have the connections, so on and so forth. When was it that you abandoned your dreams? And is there a way to get back to dreaming as a child once dreamed? So I pose that question to you. I'm going to continue. I'm as a part of a cross-country road trip right now. Had to come back to my hometown in Sweet Springs, Missouri, as I travel across the Midwest, and I hope that you'll stick with me along my travels. And this is Chris Ward coming to you from Sweet Springs, Missouri, signing off.